Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. So MATIC is coming down quite strongly. It's finally found some sort of a top up there. Remember that was the level that we talked about, this 157 level. That was a key resistance level. And it did react quite strongly. In fact, it's actually coming down quite impulsively. So I've added a new alternative to the chart that we could use to get some orientation where it should find a low. It did break below this channel here. Talked in the video or in the live stream earlier today about that this looks like an ascending broadening wedge. Not a great pattern, also a fairly rare pattern, and rather, let's call it bearish, at least, that it should break to the downside, and it did so far. So let's just take that trend line off the chart. What I want to do, we talk first about the bullish pattern, then we talk about the bearish one, which is still absolutely valid on the chart, yeah. And yeah, the bullish pattern indicates that we obviously rallied here in wave 1. That was back in August, you know. Then we came down here in this A wave, rallied in an overshooting B wave, and came down in a C wave. And then we are now in the third wave. And in this third wave, with this choppy action to the upside, it's not great though. We possibly completed a wave 1 of 3 and could come down now in a wave 2. Yeah, this is a scenario that we now need on the chart due to the strong price action to the upside and the strong move down as well. But obviously this strong action implies that something bullish could be going on here. Yeah, we talked about that before. It finally found some kind of a top. It's an absolute messy chart. But it could be a 1-2 setup which is developing here. Now, this is at the moment speculation, so I don't have any clear confirmation for that. But it's a more immediate bullish count. And I personally find the probability for that count low. But it needs to hold a certain level to play out. And if it holds that level, then you know, we can look at it further. So which level does it need to hold? I'm going to add here the support area for this wave 2 on the chart. I find it fairly low, this probability. This chart, something doesn't quite add up with this chart. And you know, maybe it could be my count is wrong. I don't know. It is just too choppy to be really reliable. It's and also the bottom structure isn't great. But I mean, overall, it's still, you know, long term a good chart. It's just what happened here is a bit messy. I still blame Sam for this issue here. I'm sure, you know, this wouldn't have happened without FTX. So this sort of strange spike in the move down, maybe this messed the entire bottom structure up. Either way, certainly in an uptrend here, we started a short-term downtrend, and the support area that now needs to hold is the following. So we're going to choose here the, I rather want to keep it, yeah, I want to highlight this is risky, just because it's, yeah, something doesn't add up here. But this is support area, so if it holds the 92 cent level, this could still rally afterwards in a third wave. Now, please note that technically let me just move that right to the top. So yeah, technically such a wave 2 will not get invalidated until it really breaks below the low of the wave 1. But then we talk about, you know, 74, 75 cents. So need to be open to the idea that this can come into this area and should turn around. Now, if it breaks below 92.5 cents, it could still be a wave 2. So it could get a wick below, whatever. Could even hit the 88.7 Fib level, but below the 78.6 retracement, it typically fails. So that is the moment when the bears will get more in control. Now this wave 2 would most likely play out in an ABC structure. So what do we talk about? Something like this. A wave down, yeah, B wave up, C wave down. And the A wave would typically react to the area between the 38.2 Fib level and the 50%. So I don't want to add an extra support area, but this is sort of the area, yeah, for the A wave. The 38.2 and the 50% Fib level is relevant between 116 and 126. maybe I do add an extra one, just sort of to highlight. This is actually the area for the A wave, but then, yep, it would be this one for the A wave, and then could rally in a B wave and could eventually come down in a C wave. So what we're going to do, we're going to copy that and we'll add it as well for the low of the C wave. But it's specifically highlighted in orange just to highlight this is all a bit nebulous. Okay, so it's certainly higher risk, these areas, because I'm unsure about really the count here, but these are certainly support areas. I mean, even if you take a look at structural support, we had support down here in this region around 114, 115. This is basically at the lower end of the spectrum here for this support area. And then if we get a bounce here at some point, I mean, we are now, let me go to the 1 hour chart. On the 1 hour, you're basically oversold. So it indicates, we could get some kind of a bounce here. The 4 hour chart is also oversold. So typically that's when you start to see some kind of a reversal in this area. No bullish divergence yet. Now, you don't always get divergences, but there is some confluence here to say that we could get a bit of a bounce from this area into a B wave. The move down looks quite impulsive, so it indicates the B wave could be quite weak. So again, what I'm adding here to the chart is at the moment rather speculative, but these are sort of the typical areas where you would expect, in all likelihood, some kind of a reaction. Yeah, and then we've got here the reaction or the retracement for a B wave, because the move down in an A wave looks impulsive. The B wave shouldn't be that strong, so this will be resistance, fib resistance, and then we could come down in the C wave afterwards. That's sort of how I see it at the moment. This is, let's say, the bullish case, but because I find it low probability, it's in orange, higher risk. Okay, so the bear case, or let's not even call it bear case, but the short-term more bearish case is still the one that we talked about before, that the wave 2 will eventually end somewhere down there, maybe around 60 cents. Yeah. It doesn't need to go down that low, but that we came down in an A wave here. All of this was a massively overshooting B wave, even though it's unlikely. But again, we've got one unlikely count and another one, so in the end it probably makes them both likely. And then we could come down in the C wave. Now, with such a massively overshooting B wave, the C wave itself doesn't need to come very low. It doesn't even need to go into this larger support area down there. In fact, I'm going to take that out now because it loses in probability with this strong B wave. Because the B wave is so high, you can get a running flat here, which means the C wave may end above the A wave. That might again put us into the region that it might actually end in this orange support area. So we'll see how this now develops further. Yeah. So there are two possibilities where the wave 2 could end. Two possible counts. Yeah. I'm actually going to. I should really move this one. Maybe I put that one in blue so that we've got basically an understanding. Okay, this wave 2 fits to that ABC structure. And then I might just keep the other count yellow. And we've got some clarity here. Yeah. Got the bullish count in yellow, got the bearish count. Let's call it short-term bearish, because eventually this should also rally in a third wave then later. Yeah. But keep them together in the color scheme. But this is sort of how I see it at the moment. Of course, subject to change. MATIC is a very volatile coin at the moment, and things can shift here fairly quickly. But the overall scenario of an overshooting B wave is still, that hasn't changed for weeks. Yeah. And the idea that this could be an impulse also hasn't changed for weeks, but it's just how this unfolds has become quite messy. All right, that's sort of best I can tell about MATIC at the moment. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.